will move on to my point. I disagree to the motion for today, as international sporting events, for example, the F1 racing, showcases the nation and tells everyone in the world that such a country known as Singapore exists. It attracts tourists as they would go to that country and watch the event or think that the country is worth visiting. Then, the tourism generated boosts the economy. More people would fly over to that country and the airline industry is hence benefited. Also, tourists would have to stay and eat. Thus, the hotels and eateries businesses would grow as well. Moreover, tourists would also travel from corner to corner of the country to visit, and also buy things back for their kids and themselves. Hence, the small-scale industries and the tourism industry would be boosted. Tourists would go to that country for their event. Tourists who go to that country for their event will buy things affiliated with the event, like T-shirts and mascots. For example, the Singapore Youth Olympic Games had two mascots, Leo and Murray, which can be bought at about $50. Imagine, for every family that spends about $1,000 on a trip, the economy would definitely prosper. Also, international sporting events attract foreign investment towards that country, as foreign companies witness the success of the nation, thus prompting investors and overseas companies to set up businesses and invest in the country. Ultimately, this improves not only the economy, but the job opportunities and the lives of the people as well. Hence, international sporting events would not be a waste of resources, as they are worth the amount for the economy to prosper. Thank you.
I thank the second proposition. The speaker spoke for 2 minutes and 19 seconds. I thank the second proposition speaker for his speech. Let us invite the second opposition. Let's invite the third proposition speaker to round up the proposition skills. Yes.
Good afternoon, members of the House. I'm the third speaker from the proposition team. I shall now be stating up all my contentions I have to make against the proposition team. First, I would like to refer to the first speaker. You have talked about the religion and friendliness that's gained from the international sports event. However, the international sports events are actually held for the monetary gain of the country. So that's why our resources are here. Next thing is, you said something about the athletes that gains a lot of publicity and all. For international sports events, we look more holistically, not on the athlete's personal gain. Now, we also have stated, as my first proposition speaker has stated, boycotting has occurred several times and the athletes has to resort to drugs to win. So that also does not very help their social status. Next, I would like to refer to the second speaker. What part of what negative comments did the YOG actually have? If you could state that to substantiate your points, then the proposition team will consider conceding. Next, we would also like to remind you that we have limited this debate to only the Olympic Games, not the Formula One. And then you also said something about foreign companies coming to the event. But if the events are not successful, no one would invest. And we all know that our media is known to actually spread propaganda and make the event sound like it was a success. Then participants receive high quality treatment from the events because they are participating. So of course they won't complain. Volunteers receive low quality and unhygienic so-called dog food because they are volunteers. They're not participating and they're not paid. Therefore, my team strongly believes that the motion shall stand and the opposition team has failed to actually substantiate their points. Thank you.
Yeah, all he did was just to rebuttal everything.
I thank the third proposition speaker. Now I would like to invite the third opposition speaker to round up.
House. I'm the third speaker from the opposition. Okay, as what the third speaker from the opposition pointed out.
Opposition.
Let me point out. Okay, you said about monetary that it doesn't make money, but it makes a country lose money. Am I right? Yes. Okay. So
Can I answer?
Just get on with it.
Singapore, as you know, is a small island. Now, we cannot be self-sufficient on our own. So that's why Singapore is a high tourism country, whereby we make about 50% of our country's revenue by tourism.
Yes.
So we're to say that tourism does not record and reduce economic activity.
Can you please be clear?
Please clear. You're not listening.
Get on with it.
And that we need tourists, we need to attract tourists to come to Singapore for money. Secondly, not necessarily there may be that boycotts in the event, but not necessarily the Olympic Games is a bad thing. There will definitely be a black sheep in any organism. There will definitely be one.
Organism. Organism. Just think a sheep can't be enough.
Okay, so in the games, in Olympic Games, it's also no wonder there will definitely be bad sheep. You can choose to stick to the rules or you can choose not to oblige the rules. It's your choice. We are not forcing you to take drugs to compete in games. So what you are saying is irrelevant. Secondly, you said you are limited to you are saying that it's only limited to the Olympic Games. But whereas is the Commonwealth Games a part of Olympic Games? No, it's not. So are you why you saying that? Oh my God! Wait. Please listen. Listen to this. Where the first speaker talked about Commonwealth Games. Now the third speaker is pointing about we are only limited to Olympic Games. So what about Commonwealth Games? Are you contradicting yourself? Flat.
I'm sorry. It seems like you were not listening. My first speaker did not say anything about Commonwealth.
So if you're saying that it's limited to that, then you are totally wrong. Now,
Melanie.
Post this on Facebook, man.
Of course lah.
Events also provide for spectators a high level of competition, making it very entertaining. The citizens of the country who are also involved in the making of the preparation, such as setting up the stadium, preparing for the various events, taking out various. For example, some trainees nurses were dispatched to help with the events. This benefited them and gives them experience while they provide help for the event. Many people also certainly participate in the events that thus it gives them a sense of national pride and belonging. People too will be proud of their country for hosting an event and they will not be ashamed of their country. This will effectively put less developed countries or lesser known countries on the map. People from the people from the other country would be known of their host country contributing to the games. According to Google research, it shows that more Singaporeans are proud to become Singaporeans due to Singapore holding the Olympic Games. With that, I end my speech. Thank you.